channel Love Our Home Zoo. We are the animals, wildlife, and nature lovers. Today we are going aquatic and we are going to learn more about the warm water loving manatees. Meet our home zoo members, the manatees. We have quite a few of them. We love them. So what are manatees? Manatees are large, slow-moving marine mammals that hang out in shallow, slow-moving waters between 10 to 16 feet deep, such as rivers, saltwater bays, canals, and coastal areas. There are 3 species of manatees: the Amazonian, the West Indian, and the West African manatee. The West Indian manatee lives along the North America East Coast from Florida to Brazil. The Amazonian manatee species lives in the Amazon River, and the African manatee swims along the west coast and rivers of Africa. Also, the West Indian manatee is also known as the American manatee, and the popular Florida manatee is a subspecies of this one, the West Indian manatee. The Florida manatee can be found as far west as Texas and as far north as Massachusetts during the summer months because they migrate, but during the winter, manatees gather in Florida as they require warm water habitats to survive. All 3 species are listed as vulnerable in the IUCN Red List with a declining population. In the US, manatees are protected under federal law by the Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972 and the Endangered Species Act of 1973. This protection makes it illegal to harass, hunt, capture, or kill any marine mammal. Florida manatees are also protected by the Florida Manatee Sanctuary Act of 1978. So what are the threats to manatees? Threats include boat collisions, hunting, habitat destruction, fishing nets, and toxic red tides. Now let's learn some fun facts.
Manatees are more closely related to elephants than dolphins or whales. Per fossils found, scientists determined that manatees evolved from the same land animals as elephants over 50 million years ago.
Manatees are gentle, non-aggressive mammals. Yay! They're gentle and non-aggressive! Yay! Yay!
These aquatic mammals are gray. They have elongated round bodies that taper to a big flat tail. They have 2 paddle-like flippers with 3 to 4 nails on each. Their head and face are wrinkled with whiskers on the snout. They have 2 small eyes, 1 on each side of their head. And although they are small, they actually have very good vision. Manatees also have good hearing. They have no earlobes on the outside of their heads, but 2 inner lobes, 1 on each side of their heads. And they also have a very good sense of smell. They swim by moving their flat tail up and down, and they steer with their flippers. They also use their flippers to help them eat. They swim and do flips underwater, roll around, and sometimes swim upside down.
Like this.
Like this.
Manatees are herbivores and feed on seagrass, mangrove leaves, and algae. They eat about 10% of their body weight with vegetation daily. They spend most of their time resting, sleeping, or eating. The average adult manatee is about 10 feet long and weighs between 800 to 1,200 pounds.
Wow.
Because of their size, they are often called sea cows.
But although they are big and round, these animals have very little fat, therefore very little insulation. They need warm water to keep them warm, typically above 60 degrees Fahrenheit. In fact, cold stress is one of their natural causes of death, along with pneumonia and gastrointestinal diseases. They maintain the correct balance of salt in their bodies through an internal regulation system that works with the kidney to make sure that salt concentrations never get too high. The Amazonian manatee doesn't have that problem. They are different. They live entirely in freshwater rivers throughout South America in the Amazon basin. As we mentioned earlier, they are slow-moving mammals, and although they can reach up to 20 miles an hour in a short burst, most of the time they travel at speeds of 3 to 5 miles per hour.
They swim as fast as the average person runs on land.
5 miles an hour? That's slow. Since they are mammals, they do not breathe underwater. They spend most of their time submerged in the bottom or just below the surface and come up to breathe every 3 to 5 minutes. But when resting, they can hold their breath up to 20 minutes. Also, when they take a breath, they replace 90% of the air in their lungs, whereas humans replace about only 10%.
Because they do not have any natural predators, they can live to 60 years or even more.
Manatees, like their relatives, the elephants, they continuously replace their teeth throughout their lives, with the older teeth falling out and new teeth growing in at the back of their mouth. Manatees are usually seen alone, in pairs, or in small groups of about 6. And they do like to play and body surf each other. Baby manatees are called calves. Female manatees give birth to one calf after 13 months of gestation, every 2 to 5 years. The baby manatees are born underwater, and the mother helps them up to the surface to take their first breath. Infants can swim on their own only an hour later, but they stay with their mother for about 2 years. Although not as smart as dolphins, manatees can be trained to learn basic tricks. They are extremely sensitive to touch and can differentiate colors. Manatees communicate with each other by making chirping, whistling, and squeaking sounds. And that is what we know about manatees. We hope you enjoyed learning with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave any comments below.
Next time we're doing the